first guest tonight is the person who actually wrote the rules on special counsel investigations. He has some thoughts on the Mueller report. Please welcome former acting Solicitor General of the United States, Neal Katyal. Neal, good to see you again. Neal, we got a long way to go and a short time to get there, so let's get right into it. You wrote the rules on special counsel investigations. How much of this is your fault?
I'm feeling pretty good tonight because basically I think this is the end of the beginning, not the beginning of the end. So,
in what way? What do you mean?
So the special counsel regulations were written to deal with the central problem that our Constitution creates, which is the president and his attorney general control prosecution entirely under our Constitution. So if you have a corrupt attorney general, there isn't a way to stop him from doing the president's bidding. All you can do is shed sunlight into that process, and that's what we saw today. So we have a special counsel report, several hundred pages long. The Attorney General can stop that investigation, even though the president said this is a hoax, stop this thing, witch hunt, and the like. And so we now have the facts, and it's now set up for Congress and the American people to evaluate, as opposed to a world in which there was a cover-up from the get-go.
Now, you've had a chance to look at this today. It is, this is your baby. It's the first time you've seen it. Does it have your eyes? Is this what you intended? When you wrote the rules, is this the kind of report you intended to have written?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's a couple things that we didn't anticipate. We thought about corrupt attorneys general and nefarious ones, but Barr is actually more nefarious in some ways than anything we anticipated.
In what way?
So a couple of things. Number one is he wrote a 19-page memo that basically said the president can't obstruct justice, that it's constitutionally impossible, basically.
This is before he got the job of Attorney General. That was his audition.
Exactly. And strikingly, the Trump legal team, today we learned in the report, parroted every part of that. And you could read this Mueller report as like a 400-page epic subtweet of the Barr report, the Barr memo saying a president can't obstruct justice.
Well, what did you think of the way he characterized it in his letter as opposed to what you're seeing today? Did he read the same report that we did?
No. I mean, strikingly, on page 1, Mueller says in his report, I believe a sitting president can't be indicted. And on page 2, he says, because of that, I'm not going to incriminate the president. Now, Barr gave a long press conference this morning. Did we hear anything about that? No. On page 2, he also says, I'm not going to exonerate the president. I'm not going to exonerate the president. I don't got the facts to do that. Did Barr say a word about that? So I kind of feel like with Barr, if he tells you, don't see this movie, you probably should see it because he saw a different movie than the one that actually exists.
Now, is the obstruction issue now unobstructed? Do we finally know why Mueller came to his conclusion? Is it the OLC decision from the 70s that he's citing, essentially?
So I think there's two things. Number one is that decision which says a sitting president can't be indicted. And the second, as you showed in your monologue, this idea that, well, the president tried to obstruct justice, but he just failed because his folks wouldn't carry it out. Now, I think I run the most creative legal team in the country, but I've never heard of that defense, which is you're so incompetent that you couldn't obstruct justice. And what does that say about our president?
I tried this. Were you surprised that the wording in the report, as I was saying earlier, I thought the most shocking thing in the entire report was them writing in the report that, we would have found him innocent if we could. But it's not possible to clear him of these crimes.
I agree with you, and it's such a, I think, real statement about Barr that the Mueller's report says that very clearly. They're basically saying we would have liked to exonerate him. We couldn't do it. The facts weren't there.
Because if they could exonerate him, they wouldn't have to worry about the Office of Legal Counsel ruling or whether you can indict a president. But clearly they had that in mind, even though Barr said today at his press conference that that was not in Mueller's mind.
Absolutely. And I'll point you to one other thing. We lawyers look at footnotes, and there's a footnote in here, footnote 1091.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I remember that one.
Exactly.
I remember that one.
And what Mueller says there is, well, you can't indict a sitting president now because of these OLC opinions, but after he leaves office, And boy, that's a clue.
If you can't indict a sitting president, why investigate? What's the purpose?
So I think two reasons. Number one, as we were just talking about, after the president leaves office, federal criminal charges could be brought, and I read that footnote for Mueller basically saying, I think they should be brought. So that's number one. And number two is our founders always said, even if you can't indict a sitting president, you can have Congress impeach or at least investigate and come to a decision about what actually happened. And so this puts the ball in Congress's court, at least until the president is no longer president.
Did you think anyone else was going to be arrested? Were you surprised that Don Jr. or Jared Kushner weren't arrested? Because I'd heard that you thought maybe there's some more arrests coming down.
Right, I was a little surprised. So I think the evidence on Jr. was as follows. There was this Trump Tower meeting, and that meeting was called because a Russian called Jr. and said, hey, I got dirt on Hillary Clinton. And he said, if it's what you say it is, I'd love it.
I've got dirt in keeping with, I've got a dirt on Hillary Clinton that's in keeping with the Russian government's attempts to help your father.
Exactly. And so the statement was put out that by Jr. that said, well, that Trump Tower meeting was primarily about adoptions. Now, most people thought that was a lie at the time. And what we learned in the Mueller report today is that Trump was the one who actually directed that lie, and Jr. actually put the word primarily in, so it wasn't all about adoptions, but primarily. So I plead guilty. I got this wrong. Basically there's two variables here: who has a bit greater proclivity to lie and who has less respect for the rule of law. And between Trump and Trump Jr., Senior trumps Jr.
Well, thanks for being here for the beginning of the end, or the end of the beginning. Neil Katyal, everybody. We'll be right back with our friend, Samantha Bee.